Hi, and welcome to episode 24 of Crystal T Knits. It's a knitting and crochet podcast. My name is Tara. I'm coming to you from White Plains, New York. You can follow me on Ravelry and Instagram at Crystal T Knits, and all show notes are on the Crystal T Knits Ravelry group. If you're a new viewer, thank you so much for showing up. If you're an old viewer, thank you for coming back. I hope you guys enjoy the show. And I've actually finished a sweater. I'm very excited about that because you know me, I take forever to finish anything. I cast the sweater on, I think it was January 1st. So I finally finished it. It is the Campside Cardi from Alicia Plummer. And it's glorious. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait for fall to wear this. I might wear this to Rhinebeck. Because, you know, it takes me forever to do sweaters. But it's beautiful. It's also one of those that I would love to wear in the house because it's so nice and warm. And just a comforting sweater. And it was a beautiful knit. I definitely recommend the pattern. I probably will be making more of these because I loved it so much. And this is in Knit Picks, mint colorway. How beautiful is that? For some reason, Knit Picks is discontinuing all the pastel colors. I don't know why. Oh, it's the gloss DK. I don't know if I said that. But I love that. This is my go-to DK yarn. I'm very upset all the pastels will be discontinued. The only thing I did differently in the pattern was, if you look over here at the charts, basically you're supposed to pick up the stitches for the collar. But the way the charts are, the first stitch is knit two together, second one's a yarn over in some places. And because of that, you basically would be picking up a stitch into the yarn over, and I thought that would look really messy. So what I did was I added a stitch underneath the sleeve, and you wouldn't have that problem. So now you got this nice, clean pickup right there. So I definitely recommend everyone adding an extra stitch to each side to help with that because it made such a difference when you're picking up those stitches at the end. And it's gorgeous. I'm so happy with the sweater. I'll put it on. Again, this is not blocked, so I have to block it and then it'll fit me perfectly. But and this is what the pattern looks like. How pretty is that? I just love it. It's so nice and warm, this yarn. Unfortunately, it's really hot over here, so I can't really wear it too long. But in the fall, you will be seeing me wear the heck out of this outfit, let me tell you. And I said, the mint. So gorgeous. I have finished another project, which is a longie too. I cast this on, I think it was Valentine's Day, and I've been dying to knit this. It's the What the Fade by Andrea Mowry. Oh my god, this thing is massive. Look at this. That's the wrong side. Here's the right side. So last time you saw me, I was right here, so I knit all that. But look how big this is. It's like craziness. It just goes on forever. At the very end, I still have the ends to weave in. But these are all Sweet Sparrow Knits yarn. The colorways are Pajama Day, Wrapped Up in Books. I don't know if you can see it. Dusty Rose, Flora, Lumina, and you probably see this one better right there. Alma's the dark green. They are all on her Magpie and Gosling base. Loved knitting this. If you buy her kit, she will also have her merino singles base in it. I wasn't crazy about mixing that with regular yarn because I feel like, especially when you're doing the brioche, you ended up finding it's not as plump as the other yarns. So what I did was I reordered some yarn from her in the Gosling and Magpie base for the last two colors, which was Dusty Rose and Alma. And I ended up making a whole nother shawl, which I showed on my last episode, so if you want to see that, it was the Where Your Heart Is shawl from the from the Crazy Sock Lady, and it ended up coming out beautiful. So I got two shawls basically out of this one kit because I was like, I needed to separate them, and I'm glad I did. It came out amazing, both shawls. They're both so much fun to knit. I highly recommend them. I cannot wait for fall to wear these. Oh my goodness. My next project is the Quick Ombre Hat. I basically saw online, I think it was Sugar Plum Circus. She does this thing from, is it called the Harry Potter House Cowl? And basically it's this thing on Ravelry where you join up and you have 3 months that you have to do projects with. So they'll have charms, potions, muggle studies, and they'll say like for herbology it was knit all, what do you call it? Knit all flowered colors, and then show a flower to as your inspiration to what you knit. Now this one was originally going to be for astronomy because it said knit in circle. I did knit in circle, but then I was going to make a second one, which I never got a chance to do. So this ended up going for Muggle Studies. This didn't make something for a child, because when I knit this, it ended up being a little bit tight on my head. So, but see, it fits. But I would go up 2 or yeah, I think 2 would be good. 2 stitches, and it would be a little more slouchier. I think 2 needles would be good if next time I knit this. This is an amazing pattern. It is from Emery Dromer, and then the yarn, oh my god, this yarn I love too. It's from Knit Picks. It's the Mighty Stitch yarn, and it's spruce and ash is the gray. I love this. I actually wanted to get more of this yarn, and the one I would do, I think they had a fuchsia and a navy. I thought that would be beautiful to do. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I also have enough yarn left over to make myself another hat in the same exact colorway. Or maybe I'll make Justin one, because this is going to Nikki. But such an easy, fast knit. I think it did 2 or 3 days. Loved it. And then for my other, I got 3 more FOs. My other one, as I said, for herbology was to make something with flower colors, so I made this hand towel. Because, as you know, I wash my hands constantly, and to the point where they're almost raw. So I was going through so many paper towels. It was such a waste of money and paper. I was like, this is ridiculous. So I started making hand towels, and I just put them around the house, and I pick them up every time I wash my hands. It's crazy, I know. And also, I kind of like making them. They're fun. This is out of Knit Picks. I think it's Dishy, possibly, the yarn. I'm not too sure. I lost the little sleeve around it. And then I made this one also. These are just stitches I figured out how to do. So I don't even know what to call them. I did this one. This one I did on a larger needle. I think I did this one on a 6, and this one I did on a 7, I think it was. I like this color a lot. They discontinued this too. I keep finding everything that's discontinued at Knit Picks. I don't know why. But I really liked knitting with this. I'm very into coral lately, which is weird because I never liked orange before. But I really am starting to get into the whole coral thing. So in fact, yesterday, both my sons and I were all wearing this like corally bright orange color. It was really funny. And I met my friend Loretta, and she was like, okay. I didn't even realize I did it until later on. I was like, oh wow, we're all wearing the same outfit. But it's kind of fun to make. I know the boys love to match, so it's kind of nice that I matched for once. Because you know it's hard to match boys. Whatever head girl, it'd be easier to match the outfits. So I did those two. I'm probably going to be doing a lot more. And I also have these other really pretty, I guess pot holders they'd be called. But I think I would just put them on a table because they're pretty. They basically look like melons. I finished the watermelon ones last year. I have cantaloupe and honeydew to finish. I think I really want to one day just focus on doing them. I know the cantaloupe was a little hard because you had to keep changing the colors. And I wanted to make sure I was sitting there focused on it when I did that, because it was a little complicated, that one, if I remembered correctly. Alright, so my last finished object is actually something I designed. It is my Green Gables socks. This is out of Once Upon a Corgi yarn. It is, what yarn is this again? I forgot the colorways, I haven't done this so long. Right, Palace of Dreams and Libertine. Liberty's Volume 1. And I think these two colors go so beautifully together. I just love them. So I actually really, really like the sock too. I just love how it's like lace. And if you do this in like a speckled yarn, look how it looks like flowers on top of a trellis. Isn't that beautiful? I got so excited about this. And I even did sort of like a trellis type of a heel. I think it's called a partridge heel. So it's sort of like the little trellis here and a trellis all over here. And you got my lacy cuff that I love knitting. So I'm really happy about this. Okay, so and then this is the other pattern. Is the Marilla's Raspberry Cordial sock. And again, I just switched the two yarns. So Libertines and Palace of Dreams. And you can buy this as an ebook for both patterns together, or you can just buy them separately. This is not on Ravelry yet. It shall be coming out soon. I'm just waiting for my test knitter to finish up, and then it will be out. I cannot wait to release this. I'm really excited about this one. It's my first lace sock. I've been doing textured socks so far, so I'm really excited. And then I also got offered a chance. Thank you, Amanda from Itty Bitty Delights. She offered me a special club that will be coming out. I think it's either July or August for the summer. And basically, it's a cozy mystery book that we've all read. And you take inspiration from the book, and I designed a sock pattern for it. And then Teal Torch Knits sent me the yarn, and I made a pattern for that. I'm really excited. Can't wait to show that one off. And then Amanda has the little stitch marker. I haven't gotten the stitch marker, but she saw me in progress. It's so cute. So keep an eye out for that one too on Instagram, and follow both of them, Teal Torch Knits and Itty Bitty Delights. Their stuff is amazing. And this yarn for Teal Torch Knits, I haven't used hers before, but oh my gosh, it was so nice and soft, and the colorway is gorgeous, and it wasn't something I've ever worked with before, and I think I want to work with that colorway again. I can't tell you what it is, it's a big secret, but check it out. You will not be sorry about that club. It's such a nice thing. And then I think there's going to be 2 more installments. I'm not involved with the other 2. But Amanda has other people involved with the yarn and the pattern, so it's going to be a really cool and fun club. So if you like clubs, I would go make sure you follow her so you can find out where everything is. And I will be posting too. Green Gables socks. I'm so excited. I can't wait to release this. Oh my gosh. Lace. Honey lace. And I have 2 more designs in my head for lace for socks. And then I have a baby blanket. I'm a little stumped on. Something I wanted to do in lace and it didn't come out right because it's the thick yarn. I think I like lace better in thin yarn, so I have to figure out a texture pattern for that. And then I've got a Wick Shawl in the works. So I'm really excited about all this creative energy coming out of me, you know? Because I just love designing stuff, and when it works out, it's just like, oh my gosh. It's so nice. I can't explain it. I'm acting crazy. I know, sorry. I'm like blah, blah, blah. Oh, let me tell you about this. My husband bought me this yesterday. It was the Caramel Crunch Ripple Frappuccino. And usually it's an amazing drink. Go get it. But the people by me, they did it. It was so sweet. Like crazy sweet. And I like sweet things. I could not drink it. So I put it in the fridge, and then today I took the blender. I filled the blender with ice. I made another thing of caramel coffee that I had in the house, and I basically put 14 ounces of coffee in this with cream. Alright, so that's a lot to add extra. I added no sugar. It's perfect now. How insanely sweet was that? Absolutely crazy. I was so sick from taking a couple sips last night from it. I was like, this is ridiculous, but now it's really, really good. Oh my gosh. I love it. Maybe I'll do that from now on. If they give it to me too sweet, I'm going to have it. I'm going to be drinking this all day long, too. So, little thing that happened to me. Alright, next project. Something I've been wanting it for quite some time. I'm actually getting a sock mojo. I can't believe this. Finally, right? But it's the pencil socks from the Knitting Enabler. And how cute are these? I did do something a little bit different in her pattern. She, what was it? She did the 2 knit purl right next to each other. I added an extra, I added an extra knit in between to make it a little bit more spaced out. I think she did 2 purl rows. I think that's what it was. And I did an 1.5 inches, I think I did for this cuff. I originally had it longer. I didn't like it, so I took it down. But because I have to be on a 50, I think it's 56 stitches, I had to make this a lot smaller because hers was 64 stitches. So I had to do some math and everything, and then I had to switch my stitch marker when I started the heel so it looked more centered, the pencil part over here. I kind of wish I would have figured that out before I did this, because I would have spaced it out better. Maybe I would have had 4 lines going over here. But I originally did it the way it was written, and then I looked down like I don't like it because they were so not even everything. So that's why I I think I slipped the stitch marker about 2 or 3 stitches, and it worked. So, and I'm almost at the toe, and then the toe is nice tan, and then there's black at the end. But because I'm using less stitches, it's not going to work out the way she is, so I actually have to cut the yarn, where usually, because if you're doing the 64 inches, she has it actually measured out perfectly, that you don't have to cut the yarn. So it stinks. Like over here with the silver and the pink, I had to cut it. But it's so cute. And she sells these kits, the Knitting Enabler, right? Is that her name right? I think I'm saying it right. Am I saying her name right? The Yarn Enabler. That's what I was saying. That doesn't sound right at all. Yarn Enabler. She's wonderful. I met her at Rhinebeck. I love her. And then she has a really good podcast called Die Another Day, so go check her out with the Cozy Knitter. I'm so excited. And this is in my Gilmore Girls bag from Ginger Snap That. How beautiful is that? I think they hand paint these on or something, she said. And then on the other side, it's donuts. And then she gave you a little progress keeper too, which is really cute. Oh, and I got my Luke's coffee mug from Bunny and Toot. I love that. My next project is a project I've been knitting on for a while. Until about this week, I think it was, I've been knitting on this just when I went to Taekwondo with my son. Because again, garter stitch, simple knit. I have it pattern memorized. I just have to see when I've changed colors. So I really didn't. I try to procrastinate to when I need brainless knitting, and when I'm at Taekwondo, it just needs something easy to do. So I was bringing this, but I really want to finish this. It is so pretty. It's the Wick Shawl from Curious Handmade, Helen Stewart. The yarn is Wool & Vines Pandora, Last Unicorn, and then my last color is from Narwhal, who are you? Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, Narwhal Needleworks Fresh Air 2.0. That's going to be my last color. That comes at the border, basically. So, but look how pretty these colors are. I love that the pink is in the green, but then I feel like I wish it was a little bit less because I'm having a hard time seeing the stripes. So hopefully when it's blocked, I'll see it better. And I'm almost done with the green section. So I've been knitting on this for a while. I'm using US 6 4-point-millimeter. So squishy. I think this is in her 4-ply base, the, what is it called? The Walkie base. Oh my god. I love squishy yarns. And because it takes the dye so lightly, it's such a nice pastel, but then it's kind of got that neon kind of look for both the colors. It's so nice. Oh, I'm so glad I'm knitting those two together. I mean, they were originally supposed to be for my Doodler shawl from Stephen West, but again, because the pink just disappears into the green, and the Doodler, you need those lines to show up. So that's why I ended up doing this one. And I'm glad I did. Even though the lines are not showing as well, it's still beautiful together. And you do see the blocks of pink, so the pink's not completely lost in the project. So like that. And this is my Cavalier sushi bag that I made. So cute. I love my Cavaliers. I miss Daisy. So I cast on another shawl. I've been crazy with cast-on-itis. I think I cast this on Mother's Day. This is in my Stitching Plaza bag, always, with Snape. And oh my gosh, this one I am so excited about. This is so not something I knit with usually because it's yellow. But I'm so glad I am. I'm in the middle of a row because I'm crazy like that. And it is Sweet Sparrow Yarns in her Gosling base, the Racine Bells. It's inspired from A League of Their Own. And then this is Witch and Fiber Company in her Chips and Mrs. Potts colorway. I've had this for about 3 years, this yarn, and I was looking for the perfect project. And I'm so glad I saved it, because look how well these two go together. It's beautiful. And this is the Sailing Shawl from, who is it? Justina Lorux books. I am so sorry, I'm completely butchering your name. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous shawl. It's so simple to knit. And then when you're done with this whole beautiful pattern, then you do this beautiful cabled pickup border. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. But again, me and cables, I have a love-hate relationship with them. I love how they look. I hate doing them. So I heard that it's very, very intense, the cabling. So I'm hoping I will still continue to knit this. This is just, I can't. It's beautiful. It's just gorgeous. The pattern, the yarns, everything about this project I'm madly and utterly in love with. It's just beautiful. And I got my little Simply Serving Sushi Panda guy. Yeah, I'm obsessed with sushi. When I was pregnant, that was one of the things that was killing me the 9 months. I couldn't have my sushi. And I bought lots of stitch markers that had sushi in it. But I can't even describe how this is making me happy. It just, I take this project out and I'm just so happy. It just brings a smile to my face. I can't even stop looking at it because it's so pretty. I would definitely make more stuff in these colorways. And it even has a little green in it. I don't know if you can see the little green. So pretty. I don't know if she makes this yarn anymore. I know you can get the yarn from Julie of Sweet Sparrow Knits. Yarn. Ugh, I can't talk anymore. Hello. But, again, I would make sweaters out of this. That's how beautiful this yarn is. It's glorious. It's so soft. It's the whole project. Recommend beyond belief. I originally tried this project in another yarn, and the colors, for some reason, I hate when you do, when you have them in the skein, they look completely different. When you cake them up and start knitting them, they kind of blend into each other, and I just didn't like the way they looked. So I completely frogged that, and I passed this on, and I'm so glad I did. This is going to be like a staple to my wardrobe when it's finished. So happy. Can't even describe how happy I am by this. So another project I did, and this is my Fates thread project bag, my Villains wine glass. This has been yarn that I've had forever. It's from Miss Babs Dyes. It's one of her gradient colorways from Carmen. It's really cute. It is the Pebble Beach Shawl from Helen Stewart. And I've done the first colorway, and I've gone into the second one already. And this is from Sucra, her Eclipse. We had an Eclipse a couple of years ago, and I bought that because I got so excited about it. I love space stuff, so that was really cute. The only thing I don't like about this shawl, oh, and it's from Helen Stewart of Curious Handmade. It's the Pebble Beach Shawl. I hate this border. I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but it's basically, I've done this in a lot of shawls. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm not giving away a pattern or anything, but you knit 3, yarn over on the wrong side. I'm going to yarn over, then knit 3 on the wrong side for the border. Then, oh no, not in this one. Well, that's the normal one. This one has a little bit of variation, but it's pretty much the same one. And then on the right side, you knit 3, then into the yarn over, you knit 1, yarn over, knit 1 into that yarn over. I don't know why. This one actually, she has you purling on one side, but it's so tight. Like, look how squishy this is. Squishy and wonderful. And then whenever I knit this border, I hate it. I just hate these borders. And part of me wants to frog this completely and redo this and just put on my own border, because it's just ruining the project for me. I'm tempted to do a knit 3, knit 1 front and back, and then yarn over maybe. So I get the stitches in there and then yarn over on the other side. Maybe I'll do yarn over first, then knit front and back. I don't know. So that's why this has been put aside, because I've been so upset by this. I just feel like, look how tight it looks. Like, look at that. I don't know. It's a lot of work. I'm actually about 50% done with the shawl when I noticed it was doing that. I don't know. I think for now, when I see that pattern, I'm just going to try my own. I just hate it. It's just so tight. I mean, I know it blocks out. It doesn't bother you when you wear it. It's just when you're knitting it, it aggravates the hell out of me. I don't like it at all. So this might get frogged and recast on. I'm not sure. And then these are the other colorways. It basically is the nice, beautiful purples. And then it goes down to this. That's the one I'm working on. Then it goes to like a purplish gray. Then it goes to a gray. then it starts going to greenish grays. No, I think this one goes like this. Yeah, there goes that. I think it goes like that. So then it's going to end in the greenish gray. It's going to be really pretty when it's done. And also I had to figure out how to do a fade. So when I was figuring out that I had to keep ripping, I ripped this out so many times. I think I would have just been like, okay, let me try over with the different border. I don't know. But basically when I did this, I had to figure out a fade, but it had to be a smaller fade than the one that Andrea Maurer uses. So basically what I did was I knit with the rain color, then I did 1 row with the new color, 1 row with the old color, 2 rows with the new color, and 2 rows of, what did I do? Sorry, let me think, because it's been a while since I've done this. I'm so aggravated by this. Alright, so I did the main color, then I did 1 row of the new color, well, 2 rows, because you knit and purl, I'm going to count that as 1 row, both ways. So I did that. Then I did 2 rows of the old color. Then I did 2 rows of the new color. Then I did 1 row of the old color, and then I just started with the old color. So that's the fade I basically made up to do this. And it came out really pretty. Look, I think you can see it, right? It's just that border. I hate that border. So I might be ripping it. Look how tight it is. Look right there. You can see it really well there, I think. I don't know. Might be frogged and recast on. We will see. Not too sure about that. And my last project is in my home row fiber bag. I fell in love with this bag, and when she made it in mauve, I was like, I have to have this. It's gorgeous. It's my Tanya. It is in Sweet Sparrow Yarns on her, what base is this one? It is on her Hummingbird base. It has silk in it. It's so silky. I love knitting with this. I finished the lace. Oh, and the pattern's by Caitlin Hunter. So that's his lace. And now I'm just got miles and miles of stockinette. And I'm basically using the helix method. So basically helix method to alternate skeins. Basically what you do is you knit the whole row, you drop the yarn, you add in the next yarn. 3 stitches from where you drop the yarn, you drop the second yarn. You slip those 3 stitches and you pick up the first yarn and you knit. And you just keep doing that. So the starting point is here, and then you keep knitting. So basically you don't get that big line over there. And you can't tell that I've been doing that at all. See how beautiful that is? Honestly, with Julie's yarn, I don't think I even really needed to do that, but I was just scared because I really just wanted this to come out so perfectly. So I've been wanting to knit this for so long. And I'm also going to make it longer by 1 inch or 2 because I'm not into crop top shirts. And also the other problem is I'm heavy, so I feel like you shouldn't be wearing crop tops because it shows all your muffin top and everything. I don't like that at all. And I think I feel heavier when I'm wearing something that would show something like that. And I would be every minute pulling it down. So I'm definitely going to make it longer. And part of me wants to make it in short sleeve, but I have 4 skeins of yarn. So then I'm like, I should make it a long sleeve because I got 4 skeins, right? So I think I'm going to end up doing this one in a long sleeve. See how many skeins it takes me to get to the sleeves and everything. And then once I see that, I can always buy yarn to make a second one that would be a short sleeve. Again, the only problem is it's too hot to wear a long sleeve, so this will be hopefully another Rhinebeck sweater. Like I'm going to Rhinebeck that many days. Last year I did go 2 days, so it'd be great if I could go 2 days this year. And this is nice and silky and light. So if it's hot like it was 2 years ago, it'd be wonderful to wear. So I've got that all in there. And that is all of my projects. But I do want to talk, I keep forgetting to mention, I haven't been reading that much lately. So I've been really upset about that because I used to read a book every 2 weeks. And I love cozy mysteries and everything. And last 2 years, I think I read 4 books the whole year. It's just weird. I know because I've been knitting a lot more that when I do have free time, I've been going straight to the knitting. But I do miss my love of reading. So I've been doing this for a few years. I keep saying I have a challenge. I'm going to read 12 books. This year I was like, I'm going to read the whole 12 books. I'm on 7 books already. And I just want to show you. This one I finished in 3 days. I couldn't put it down. I forgot how much I love her. It's Krista Davis. It's the Diva books. They are amazing. I know it sounds weird because this is Diva, but the writing is wonderful. The characters are so funny, and they're so like well-rounded characters, you know? And she has wonderful recipes. I want to live in her house. Her house is gorgeous. It sounds amazing. I wish I could make my house look like her house, but she has like a sunroom and everything, a beautiful porch. It's everything about this book is wonderful. I highly recommend this whole series. I think the first one is The Diva Runs Out of Time, so if you want to start at the first one. This one especially was nice because it had a lot of tea references in it. And one of the teas, which I thought was very interesting, was, oh God, what was it called? Did I put it here? Pura or something like that. I can't find it. Basically, it's a tea that is in a brick, and you actually have to sort of get a knife and chip away the tea out of this brick. I never heard of this before, and it's aged like wine, this tea. And I thought that was very interesting. So she does do a lot of research into these novels, that she found something like that, because I've been drinking tea for years and I never heard of that. I wish I could find the page where I folded so I could spell it for you, the tea, but I guess do a search that says brick tea, Pura or something like that it was called. Yeah, I'm not going to find it. It was really cool though to find out about a new type of tea. Kind of want to try it myself. It's, I think it was PUR/ and then something else. Let me see. Wait, let me look. Maybe I can find it on here. Let's see if it does that search. Brick tea. Let's see. Brick tea. PU/ER. That's what it is. And it comes like a round cake. So it looks sort of like a donut. And then you get the special knife and it cuts away at it. It's really interesting. So I found that interesting. And then after I finished that one, I decided to start reading her Paws and Claws mystery. I like it a lot. Not as good as the Diva ones, but I love her books. And let's see what else. I've read a Tea Shop mystery this year so far. I've been bad. I've been starting to read books and then I stop in the middle of them. So the Court of Thorn and Roses books, I think I'm on the second one. And again, I stop reading and I pick it up when I feel like having like on one of those fantasy books, and then I read it and I put it back again. And I have quite a few books. I know there was a Jane Austen, a writer that wrote about Jane Austen in a book, and I put it down last year. I do want to finish that one. There's another set of books that was like Harry Potter-like, but it was called Septimus Heap, and they're kind of kiddish, but they were really good. And I was reading them. I think I was up to the fourth one, and of course I forgot everything about the book, so I started to read the first one again. So I've been doing a lot. I pick up a book and then I put it down, and then I recently have watched Crazy Rich Asians. I love that movie. It's fabulous. You have to go see it. And then they had another movie with the guy from Fresh Off the Boat. It was on Netflix. I forgot the name of it. That one, check out too, is really good. And it's all, that one's with Korean culture in it a little bit. And I was like, you know what? I read this book a long time ago. It was called Sunflower and the Secret of the Fan, I think it was called, by Lisa C. So she had the other books called Shanghai Girls and Pure of Joy. I think it's the second one in that series. I'm going to be reading those soon. I love Memoirs of a Geisha also. I just love that whole genre. So I'm very excited about reading that. And also, I think I'm going to read, actually, Crazy Rich Asians. There's 3 books in that one, too. So that's another thing I'm very interested in. And I finally watched, you're not going to believe this one, I watched Game of Thrones. I watched the first season last year. I had a hard time committing to it because it's a good storyline, great actors, great characters. I hate how grisly it is. It's so gruesome. Oh my god. Every time they brought a kid on there, I was like terrified the kid was going to be killed. I was just, and what manner of thing they're going to kill the child. It was, but I'm glad I sat through it. I got through to the end. I was very disappointed in the ending. I'm not going to do any spoilers, but what the heck? Seriously? The last season did not mesh with the rest of it. And I watched season 2 to season 8 this year. And I did it in about like 2 months. And I didn't realize that the last season was only going to be 6 episodes. So I thought I had time to get to the end. And then I finished it like 2 weeks after. So luckily no one told me what happened. Again, I'm not telling you what happened in it. But what the heck? That's all I got to say. And then my friend Loretta yesterday told me that the guy that wrote the books actually went and said that, note to self, do not end the series the way HBO ended it. So that made me feel a lot better, because I was just like, especially, I think her name's Darcy, the mother of dragons, the beautiful blonde-haired girl. It was just, her character changed completely in the last season. I was like, what the heck? She was my favorite character. Now she's like psychotic. Like, how did this happen? And at one point, she just massacres the whole city after they gave up to her. That was not in her personality. So I found the last 2-3 episodes really hard to watch, because it was just made no sense. And now I found out the author had nothing to do with it. It was HBO that decided to do this. So whoever decided to do it, you're crazy. So that's my thoughts on Game of Thrones. And now I'm rewatching Younger, because the 6th season's coming out. My best friend Susan from high school, I told her about it a long time ago, and she was very interested in it. And she finally decided to binge watch it, and she's been writing me. So I was like, you know what, I don't remember any of this. So I started binge watching, and now I can't stop watching it. So I definitely recommend Younger. And I was also doing 90210 because I never saw the last 2 seasons. And I do that a lot. I get to a series, I start watching it, and the last 2 seasons, I just stop. I don't watch it. It's what I do. I don't know why I do it, but it's what I do. So I was like, let me finish the last 2 seasons and watch the whole thing. So I got up to season 6, and then Hulu stopped showing certain episodes. So at one point, I was like, who is this character? Where did they come from? What the hell happened? It was just weird. And then I was looking at it and like, oh yeah, missing episodes. In fact, even like I remember saying, oh, maybe I fell asleep during it, that I missed an episode where, when David's best friend, he shoots himself. I remember there was a big controversial episode, and there was another episode, Color Me Bad, and I missed those episodes. They didn't have them. They did not show them, and I didn't realize until way after I watched the season that I realized, hey, that wasn't in there either. So I thought that was a little weird. And so now, again, I might not watch the last 2 or 3 seasons because they're missing so many. I think at one point it's 25 episodes, something like that, and they only have 12 episodes. That's like half the season, so what's the point of watching it? And I wanted to watch it before the new season in case they said stuff, and I didn't know what was going on, because again, I'm not a die-hard 90210 fan. I liked it a lot, and I was really in shock about that. When Luke Perry died, I got so upset by it, because I was never a Luke Perry fan. I liked him, I respected him, he's a wonderful man, he really was. I think that's what got me more upset than, oh my god, it's Dylan. I don't care about Dylan, but and I was watching him on Riverdale, and it was really upsetting. Like, it took me a long time to get over it. It was weird. And then another person that passed away that was very important in my life was Doris Day. I've been devastated, and my husband even said, it sounds so weird because like it's an actor, you never met the person, but I've idolized them for so long. But I was screaming in my sleep, Doris, like after she passed away. Like, I was so upset by it, because how I woke up was my friend Susan again. She texted me like, I'm so sorry about Doris Day. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I found out she passed away the night before. But then I read a thing about her grandson. I knew her son died from cancer, and I was always like, where's the grandson? I don't understand. Yeah, she had a grandson. Why is she always alone? And then the grandson wrote this. It's horrible, it's tragic, and it got me so upset how families can lose touch, and how she was all alone because of her horrible manager. He basically, when her son was going through a divorce, the mother said, I want no contact with you or your mother, so your son can't have any contact with you. So when he was dying, he went to go visit his father, and then the stepmother's like, no, you have nothing to do with it, because she wanted all the money. So she wouldn't let him. She even got cops to take him away. And then when so after the father died, he contacted the grandmother because he used to see her every day till he was like 13, he said. And then she was all excited about seeing him. She's ready to meet him for lunch, and then the manager wouldn't let him see her. And he refused to let him have any contact with her. And I guess she trusted this person thinking that the grandson was flaking on her, so she just let it happen. And it's just so sad with someone that did so much for animal rights and did so many wonderful movies and touched so many lives that she basically died alone because of this horrible manager. And I was like so heartbroken because I felt like such a connection with Doris Day. I sang all her songs. I watched all her movies. I was obsessed with her and Judy Garland growing up and Betty Davis, and it's just like, it kills me that someone so nice and sweet had such a horrible life, and so many people took advantage, even her husbands took advantage of her, and it's just so sad that she lost that when she did so much for animals. I mean, she stopped acting so she could save animals. I remember there's this one episode of the Doris Day show. I'll never forget it. She had a groomer lock the dogs in the car, and she was going crazy trying to get them out to give them water, and she's like breaking in the car. She called a locksmith. The locksmith opened the car, you know, and then the guy comes and basically she got arrested because she was going into the car, and that's something Doris Day would do. So it was just so funny. I just remember that might be why also I love animals so much, from her, you know, from learning all this from her. So it just really was just so sad, and that was a big thing I was very upset about last year. And I think that's it. Oh, my son's going to summer school for speech, and he's going to start kindergarten in the fall. That I found out. And my youngest son is obsessed with Frozen, and he does little dances when he hears music. It's the cutest thing in the world. He goes like, I got to film it one day, put it on Instagram. But it's the funniest thing. He gets it. And when I have a younger, that theme song goes on, he goes starting doing a little dance. It's the cutest thing in the world. So I've been just basically taking care of them. So that's pretty much it. And I'm really hoping to have out this pattern again, the Green Gables, so keep a lookout for that on Ravelry. I'm hoping it's going to come out this month. I'm just waiting for the test knitter to tell me everything's fine. So far everything was fine with the pattern, and once it's fine I can put it out there. And again, you can buy it as the Anne Green Gables collection if you want to buy it now, which would come with the Marilla's Raspberry Cordial Sock, or you could buy it separately. And also look out for the Cozy Mysteries set that is going to be coming out in, I think it's out actually August, from Itty Bitty Delights and Teal Torches and me. We're all collaborating for the first installment. I don't know who's doing the next two. And definitely Itty Bitty Delights, so if you want to do the whole thing, follow her. So that's it, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Again, thank you so much for joining in and watching. I hope you enjoy the show. I'm sorry it was a little bit choppy, I'm a little out of practice because it's been crazy around here. So, and also every time I go to podcast, it's raining. I'm not kidding. We've got like monsoons happening in New York. I don't understand it. So, thank you so much for showing up, and happy knitting, everyone. Bye. Have a wonderful weekend.